Hello, this is Dr. Dog, and this video is outside of medicine. Continue the Iliad by Homer. I'm going to continue to read it. There, at a dead run, Meriones ran down Acamas mounting behind his team, and gorged his right shoulder. He pitched from the car, and the mist whirled down his eyes. Idomeneus screwed Arimus straight through the mud. The merciless brazen spear point taking through up under the brain to split his glistening skull. Teeth shattering out, both eyes brimmed to the lids with a gush of water, blood, and both nostrils spurting, mouth gaping, blowing convulsive spray of blood, and a death dark cloud closed down around his corpse. So in the rush, each Argive captain killed his man. As ravenous wolves come swooping down on lamb or kids to snatch them away from right amidst their flock, all lost when a careless shepherd leaves them straggling down the hills, and quickly spotted a chance, the wolf pack picks them off, no heart for the fight. So the Achaeans mauled the Trojans, shrieking flight, the one thing on the Trojans' minds. They forgot their fighting fury. Great Ajax now, forever, aiming at Hector, trying to strike his helmet flashing bronze. But Hector was far too seasoned, combat-tested, broad shoulders hunching under his bull's hide shield, his eyes peeled from whistling shaft or thunder spear. Hector knew full well the tide of battle had turned, but still stood firm, defending die-hard comrades. Wild as a storm cloud moving off Olympus into heaven, out of a clear blue sky when Zeus brings cyclones on, so wild the wrath, the cries that came from the slips. So back through the trench they ran, formations wrecked, and Hector's speeding horses swept him away, armor and all, leaving his men to face their fate. Trojans trapped but struggling on in the deep trench. Hundreds of plunging war teams dragging chariots down, snapping the yoke poles, ditched their masters' cars, and Patroclus charged them, heart afire for the kill, shouting his Argives forward, slaughter Trojans, cries of terror breaking as Trojans choked all roads. Their lines ripped to pieces up from under their hoofs, a dust storm swirling into the clouds as rearing horses broke into stride again and gallops back to Troy, leaving ships and shelters in their wake. Patroclus, wherever he saw the biggest masses dashing before him, there he steered, plowing ahead with savage cries, and fighters tumbled out of their chariots headed fast, crushed under their axles, war cars crashing over, yes, but straight across the trench went his own careering team at a superhuman bound. Magnificent racing stallions, gifts of the god to Peleus, shining immortal gifts, straining breakneck on as Patroclus' high courage urged him against Prince Hector. Keen for the kill, but Hector's wearying horses swept him clear, and all in an unrushed dark as autumn days, when the whole earth flattens black beneath a gale, when Zeus, flinging down his pelting, punishing rains, up in arms, furies storming against those men who brawl in the courts and render crooked judgment, men who threw all rights to the wind with no regard for the vengeful eyes of the god, so all their rivers crest into flood spate. Ravens overflowing cut the hilltops off into lonely islands, the rolling flood tide rolling down to the storm-torn sea, headlong down from the foothills, washes away the good plowing work of man. Rampaging so, the gasping Trojans, war teams hurtled on. Patroclus, soon as the fighter cut their front battalions off, he swerved back to pin them against the warships, never letting the Trojans stream back up to Troy as they struggled madly on, but their midfield, between the ships, the river, the beetling wall, Patroclus kept on sweeping in, backing them down, making them pay the price for Argives slaughtered. There, Proneus, first to fall, a glint of the spear, and Patroclus tore his chest left bare by the shield ring, losing his knees, and the man went crashing down. And next he went for Thestor, the son of Enops, cowering crouched in his fine polished chariots. Grazed with fear, and the reins flew from his grip. Patroclus, rising beside him, stabbed his right jawbone, ramming the spearhead square between his teeth so hard he hooked him by that spearhead over the chariot's tail, hoisted, dragged the Trojan out as an angler perched on a jolting rock ledge drags some fish from the sea. Some noble catch with the line and glittering bronze hook. So with the spear Patroclus gaffed him off his car, his mouth gaping round the glittering point, and flipped him down face first, dead as he fell. His life brace blown away. The next he caught Ericles, closing. Longing in, he flung a rock, and it struck between his eyes, and the man's whole skull split in his heavy helmet. Down, the Trojan slammed on the ground, head down, and courage-shattering death engulfed his corpse. Then in the blur of skills, Amphoterus, Arimus, Epileptes, Thypolemus, son of Damastor, the Achios, the Pyrrhus, Iphus, and Eupius, and Polymelus, the son of Arges. He crowded corpse on the earth that rears us all. But now, Sarpedon, watching his comrades drop and die, wall shirts billowing free as Patroclus killed them, dressed his godlike Lycians down with a harsh shot. Lycians, where's your pride? Where are you running? Now, the last attack, I will take him on myself. See who he is who wrought us, wreaking havoc against us, cutting the legs from under squads of good, brave men. With that he leaped from his chariot fully armed and hit the ground, and Patroclus straight across, as soon as he saw him, leaped from his car too, as a pair of crooked clawed, beaked vultures swooped to fight, screaming above some jagged rock. So with their battle cries they crushed each other there. And Zeus, the son of Cronus, with Cronus' twisting ways, filled in with pity now to see the two great fighters, said to Hera, his sister and his wife, my cruel fate, my Sarpedon, the man I loved the most, my own son, doomed to die at the hands of Meniotius' son Patroclus. I'm going to stop here today and continue next time. Thank you for watching.